Onto this story now. The marketplace is opening up for privately owned black supermarkets. They can now rent space in shopping centres where Pick n Pay had exclusive letting agreements. The Competition Tribunal says Pick n Pay now has 30 days to submit a copy of the consent agreement to all the landlords of its retail stores across the country. Butcheries, bakeries and liquor stores, among others, can now lease space in centres where Pick n Pay had exclusivity provisions in its long-term lease agreement. Shoprite has made a similar concession. Let's talk more about this agreement, and I've got Tembinkosi Bonakele, who is the Commissioner at the Competition Commission, to talk more about that agreement. Commissioner, many thanks for your time this evening. I suppose it's important for you to highlight why this particular agreement that you've reached with Pick n Pay is so important for other small-scale retailers or grocery retailers in the country.
Well, this is not a multi-billion rands fine we are talking about, or a mega deal, but it's a momentous occasion nevertheless for competition and for transformation, in that the exclusive agreement that for a very long time have kept independent retailers, SMMEs, as well as black supermarket owners, as you say, butcheries, people who run specialty stores, they now can rent space at shopping malls without the problem of exclusivity that has prevented them from doing so in the past. So it's quite big, this, and it follows in the footsteps of also what Shoprite Checkers had agreed to. So Pick n Pay, with immediate effect, has agreed to open up that space in the shopping malls for liquor traders, fresh produce sellers, butcheries, independent supermarkets, as long as they are run by black people or they are run by SMMEs. And within 6 years, they will also open up the space to even the other chain supermarket stores.
I mean, it is a huge, momentous occasion, as you've mentioned there, Commissioner. But I want to know, during the reporting period, because this has been going on for some time now, the kind of conversations you were having with the likes of Pick n Pay and some of the concerns Pick n Pay would have raised when it came to changing the status quo.
Well, it was an old practice, this, where the understanding was that it was a requirement of banks in order to fund shopping malls that you needed an anchor tenant, and an anchor tenant would then have exclusivity. And we saw some of the exclusivity agreements going to more than 30 years, 35 years, 40 years in one instance. And really the idea was that they needed this time to recoup the investment. Of course, once you work out the details, that didn't make sense, because the return on investment, if you have done your numbers correctly before investing, you should be able to get them much quicker than that. In fact, as we further probed the matter, we realized that even banks were not really requiring this. So it was a relic of the past. And I'm glad that the large supermarket chains, Pick n Pay and Shoprite Checkers, have now accepted that it is not necessary to have these types of exclusivity.
Now, the market inquiry that brought this to light, Commissioner, was looking to generally understand how the grocery retail sector operates. Would you care to share some of the other findings that came out of that particular inquiry in terms of understanding how the sector operates?
There's a few of them. I think the biggest message really is that the modern retail has really changed. It's backed by very strong logistics. And if you are small and you don't have that kind of logistical backup, you are likely to battle. So all these distribution centers you see, and this is quite integrated. It includes almost everything that people sell. So it's no longer the old supermarket that was selling a few lines and people were having one shop or two shops. So it's these chain stores. And so one of the major recommendations was that we need somebody to step in government to step in to support independent retailers and spaza shops in townships as well as peri-urban areas with all of these logistical support. And I'm very glad that government has also responded positively to this. We do have a facilitator for this at the Department of Trade and Industry and Competition now that are working to ensure that all these recommendations are implemented.
Right. And then finally, Commissioner, on a separate topic, if you will indulge me here, the Burger King deal that was rejected by the Competition Commission has received quite a bit of criticism, saying that we missed out on an opportunity to increase investment in the country. And I just want to get your thoughts on some of those critical analysis that's come through over the past week.
I should have known this. No, I'm not. I mean, we've made our decision. Our decision was that a reduction of BEE from 69 to 0% is a problem, and we've blocked the transaction. I won't talk about public reactions. This is still very much in process. It is possible that the parties may appeal the decision, and I think we will talk about it once everything has been finalized.
We will definitely talk about it, Commissioner. I will be giving you a call for those updates as they do happen. And that is the Competition Commission Commissioner Tembinkosi Bonakele.